And hello again YouTube, this is gonna be my build update video for this Ice Pure build because the patch notes dropped last night after the review livestream. And yeah, this build hasn't changed much, it's still pretty much the same. The only change is Freezing Pulse has less damage effectiveness at low levels and it's the same at level 20, so in the campaign it'll be a bit weaker, but who cares, I'm still gonna use it, it's still gonna be easy leveling through the campaign with it. So, what to talk about first? As the first change they did is Hatred is now a melee only aura. It now only gives you convert physical to cold damage. So instead of Hatred we use Zealotry. Yeah. So you just use Zealotry now, so you need the helmet with a blue, green, red, or blue, green, red, white later on in the endgame version because you wanna swap haste with Zealotry and they're different colors. Or because we use Zealotry now, an option is Sublime Vision from Ubershaper with the Zealotry mod on it that makes you unaffected by curses. You could use that and get a bit more damage out of Zealotry, but that also means you can't swap to haste in maps because then you won't be curse immune, because if you get the Sublime Vision you could remove all these curse reduction tattoos, and the tattoos are still in the game, I'll explain that a bit later. And yeah, you could remove all these and get like 120 lightning res on tattoos, which would allow you to get maybe tier 1 chaos res on boots and chaos res somewhere else because you won't need as much lightning to be capped, which would be nice. Or it would make your Ava gloves cheaper because you don't need lightning res on them, you could just buy worse gloves. That's nice too. But also if you have Zealotry, that means you can't swap to haste for mapping, so you'd be a bit slower in maps. But if you don't feel like micromanaging your auras and having to keep swapping between haste and zealotry for bosses or maps, then feel free to use the jewel. Personally, I'm not gonna use it because I just like being fast in maps. And I can still cap my curse immunity with tattoos. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming my leg start this time with this build for real, as much as I can. So I'll drop my Twitch link in the description and a pinned comment, along with this POB and this leveling POB and the endgame min-maxed POB. So what else? What else? Oh yeah, the bandits. They changed the bandit rewards. So now killing all of them gives one skill point, and then you get another skill point from doing the golden hand side quest in the crypt level 2. So if you kill all, you still get the same amount of skill points, but yeah, and also like nerfed the Lyra. She's only 15 auras now. Like Kraton is 8 movement speed, Oak is like flat life or something. I forget what he gives, but I'm gonna help Lyra now because they also made a change to endurance charges, which makes them no longer give auras. Instead, they give 3% reduced elemental damage taken per charge. So now we lose like 12 auras because of that, and that's gonna make capping with the res capping with the staff a bit harder. So I'm gonna help Valera. Obviously, if you get enough resist in the endgame version and you're still capped with the staff and you can lose the 15 auras, you can swap to the Aramir kill all reward and get an extra skill point. But I'm just gonna help Valera at the start. It's also gonna make res capping easier in maps, and I'll see if I swap to the kill all reward or not. But yeah. What else? What else? They made a change to Atlas Pinnacle bosses. Now they get like 50% reduced action speed instead of 30% from chill and freeze. So, because we always freeze bosses on this build, that's nice. We just slow things down even more. During Necropolis League, I found a better large cluster jewel to use with 3 notables, 8 passives. So it's Disorienting Display, Blanketed Snow, Prismatic Heart. This is all in the POV. I made sure to like put this cluster jewel and copy it from my endgame character, that's why it's corrupted. But yeah, you don't need to corrupt it, you don't need to risk breaking it if you don't want to, because it might be expensive to buy this cluster. But yeah, we can still use the Legion jewel here, we can still do a bunch of stuff. You can still get curse immunity cap with these tattoos, which are still in the game, and I'll show you why I know that they're still in the game. So, in this announcement page on the PoE website, you can look through a bunch of stuff about the league, and here, when you scroll down a bit, you can see unique belts, some runes, and tattoos. So in Necropolis, they were from All Flames, from the Tota All Flames, adding those random bosses and mobs from that league. Now, I guess tattoos will come from the ships you send to port. So I guess if you give them a certain resource, they'll probably give you back tattoos. So maybe you could get like a whole shipment of like 2 or 3 pages of stacks of tattoos, which is nice. It also means they're gonna be cheap again, so you can just buy the tattoos for the build again and yeah, easily get curse cap. So tattoos are still in the game. I don't know if they'll stay in the game, but to me it seems like until they figure out where they want to put tattoos, they're just gonna keep like transferring them onto the newest league mechanic and keep them in the game because they want to keep them in the game. If they didn't, they would just drop them after Necropolis. First they put them in Necropolis, now they put them here. In my opinion, they should just slap them into Ritual or something like that. It kind of makes sense for them to be in Ritual. But anyway, anything else I want to talk about? Not really. That's it. Just we use Zealotry now instead of Hatred, and Freezing Pulse is slightly weaker in the campaign. And yeah, the notes are updated to tell you to buy Zealotry instead of Hatred, obviously, and blah blah blah, and yeah, all this stuff. The the rest is the same. I didn't edit them that much, but yeah. I am trying to think. Oh yeah, right. Small thing, but because we use Zealotry now, what is the config? Cox? Yeah. Ice Spear. And crit. So we disable Diamond Flask. Yeah, look at that. Even without Diamond Flask, our Ice Spear crit is 96.81%. And like obviously it's probably gonna reach, I think it does reach 100 in the endgame version because of some reason or another, but yeah, even without a Diamond Flask on bosses, you will always be critting with Ice Spear, which means you could just swap to Bottled Faith on bosses and just get more damage. Now, I am just kind of too lazy to buy that expensive flask and keep swapping it for bosses and then swapping to this for maps because in my opinion, the crit and this Diamond Flask pretty much always being up would be really nice for Freezing Pulse. Alternatively, you could also get a Diamond Flask with like uh, this reduced duration increased effect implicit, no, prefix, and the suffix being cast speed during effect or something, because maybe that would be more DPS for your Freezing Pulse than Ice Spear, because we don't really need crit. Like, this isn't doing much for us. Like, honestly, you could even replace this with a Sulfur Flask if you want. Because, yeah, it's just more damage. But I just use Diamond because Freezing Pulse crit is nice, freezing and shattering enemies, keeping you safer from Detonate Dead, all that stuff. Yeah, I talked about the endurance chargers, talked about everything I can think of. And yeah, that's the build. I hope you enjoy this video update thing. I made it way long, it's almost 9 minutes, even though there's barely any changes or anything to talk about, but whatever. I just wanted to cover everything and make sure you guys know that, tattoos are still in the game and all that stuff. This build is unchanged. So I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. I'm probably gonna do build update videos again for this on like day 1, 2, 3, something like that. I'll be streaming my league start as much as I can on Twitch. All the links will be down below in the description and in a comment pinned. And yeah, both this PoB and the endgame one I'll post links to. And I know it says level 99 here, but PoB hasn't been updated yet, so when it gets updated it'll say level 98 because it will get 1 extra skill point from that side quest to the golden hand. And on my endgame PoB it says like it's using more skill points than it can, I know, but when it gets updated it'll say that it's using the proper amount of skill points. And when PoB does get updated, I'll update the PoB links and like edit the video description and the comment and everything. So make sure to check back here when PoB gets updated to get the new PoB links. Yeah, I just wanted to make this really early. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video, you guys. Oh. Goodbye for now. Have a fun league start in boat league. I hope this is a good mechanic. I really do. Bye.